That's a good question, and maybe not as easily answerable. I think there are many different threats. I think when the president says that terrorism is done for and no longer a threat, I think that's inaccurate. I think there's still dozens, if not hundreds, of different terroristic threats. As far as what is the biggest threat, you know, most people would say ISIS, and ISIS I think is a threat to our consulate in Erbil and to our embassy in Baghdad. I'm not so sure if you thought through it, though, they would actually be the biggest threat. I think, you know, there are obviously big nations with nuclear weapons already that are threats. North Korea is a potential threat. Iran's a potential threat. Russia, while they're not our enemy, don't really seem to be acting much like our friends either. So there are potential threats in the world, and you have to address them one at a time. And I think the main function of the federal government is national defense. There is no greater priority than national defense, because you can't have a local New Hampshire defense. We have the National Guard and stuff, but you can't have, New Hampshire can't defend itself. We have a union of states, and we defend ourselves through the national government. So we need a defense that is strong enough to deter any attack, strong enough to stamp out any attack, and also wary of the fact that sometimes we intervene and we make mistakes. So for example, I think Hillary's war in Libya was a mistake. We toppled a secular dictator, we got more radical Islam, and I think we're more at danger now to be attacked from Libya than we were when Gaddafi was in charge. I think it's the same in Syria. Assad is a terrible dictator, but there are 2 million Christians in Syria and they're protected by Assad. And if you see a Syrian Christian, ask them who they want, Assad or ISIS, they'll take Assad any day of the week, as bad as he is. So sometimes there isn't an easy answer. So I said initially, let's stay out of the Syrian civil war, because I said if we pour weapons into there, there's a very good chance that someday we'll be back fighting our own weapons. Within a year of us pouring a ton of weapons into that war, we are back now, we're fighting against our own weapons, and that's disappointing.